Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all well. So today is slow stitch, and I am going to put a border. You may recall this if you've seen me do this before, you know, the slow stitch on this before. This is my old quilt that was falling apart, and so I've patched it and done some decorative work on it and what have you, and you will have seen quite a lot of this as far as I can recall. But what I want to do, because initially I was going to do a blanket stitch around it, but it is really fragile and falling apart, and I think all of this sort of thing will come out. So what I'm going to do is I've put a little border of just ordinary cotton cloth on the edge, and I'm going to sew that on. I was going to do something a little bit more contrasting, but then I thought, you know what, I want this piece to be the star of the show, so I thought you might want to join me. I don't want the you know, the edging to take over from. Oh, now I can see I'm not going deep enough. I need to make a really good deep stitch. Yeah, so I thought you would want to join me. I know you like to watch me slow stitch, and this is a perfect opportunity to do that. You know, I've got lots of projects in mind, but this one it's been sitting around since I did it, and I wanted to get it done. So I thought maybe you want to see I think this is more or less done. Apart from this, I don't think I'll be doing any more work to this. And as I've said in a previous video, I'm wondering whether to use it as a book wrap, you know, or whether to just have it as it is, as a lovely piece of a reminder of that lovely quilt. Not that the quilt is going anywhere, I've still got a lot of it left and I will be making lovely things from it, and some of it, you know, I'll probably turn into maybe a smaller quilt or something like that, so it's not going anywhere. Anyway, so I hope you guys are okay. It's a dark day outside, very cloudy, and just a bit unpleasant. It's warm, it actually feels a bit warm. When I popped my head out earlier, it felt a bit warm, but it's breezy, very breezy. We had a very windy night and it's very breezy out there. So yeah, just wanted to get this done. Hope you enjoyed the last video with where I've been doing things for my nature journal or my field notes journal. I'm enjoying it. You know, it's interesting, these things, because I want to keep it authentic and whatever authentic means. Now, that has confused me a little bit, particularly as, you know, my work is mostly junk journal related, and then obviously the other things that I do. But, you know, as well as having an apothecary, I'm a forager and what have you, and I imagined that I would use it for that purpose, for foraging, recording things, and I probably still will, but there's an element in me that wants to junk journal it, you know, make it into that sort of style that we love, and so I'm a little bit sort of, what do I do, you know, but it doesn't need to be one or the other, it could be both. I'm just sort of, yeah, as I said, I wanted to keep it in a genuine sort of field notes book, but we'll see. Enjoyed doing those. I've got lots of dried flowers from this year, that I want to start using. I mean, if I use them all up now, I won't have any left through the year, because obviously it won't have any left for, yeah, as I say, for the rest of the year. So I'm just doing an overcast stitch, if that's what it's called, and I've doubled my thread, and it's just a plain cotton thread, nothing fancy, just to, you know, keep it down. Doing fairly smallish, neat stitches, not too small, not too big, but I do need to go, because this is fraying, I want to get into as far into the cotton itself, so that it doesn't fray out. And as you know, I love this repetitive stitch that is slow stitch. If you've watched me previously, just take that out a minute. Yeah, just have to make sure I've got enough to roll over. There we go. So I don't know, I'm hoping that summer isn't over, but you know, I just realised I've been I should use my, this is what this is for, Julie, so use it. Okay. Right, sorry about that, I think I might have had this in your face. Alright, so let's see, keep going, keep going. We've got 4 sides to do, so I'll be quick. Yeah, I really enjoyed making those tags, especially with the black backgrounds and the little pockets, the library card pockets. That was a bit of a challenge for me. I mean, I think I might have been doing something wrong, but if it's possible, but I don't know. They're fine. They worked out fine for the purpose. So, yeah. So I've been looking at my YouTube analytics, and I saw a video by Barbara of 49 Dragonflies called YouTube Channels Are Dying, and her message, I mean, although it may be a bit dramatic, she meant it. She did mean it, because she feels that hers is dying, and by that, what she's trying to say is that people are not engaging, and YouTube isn't, because of the algorithm, it's not a fair system. Barbara has quite a large following, so it surprises me that she thinks that, but she's wondering if people are turned off from the work that she's been doing, and we all have those anxieties as YouTubers. I mean, I certainly do. But you know, then you have to remember that who you're doing this for. You're doing it for, well, you are doing it for other people, but you're also doing it for yourself, and you have to stay true to yourself. You have to. You know, otherwise, yeah, what's the point? And it can get a bit anxiety inducing. You know, that algorithm thing I think it's cruel for people who are trying to get ahead. For myself, I believe, and it's not about blowing my own trumpet, but I believe that my videos are good quality videos with good quality content, and I'm disappointed that the algorithm isn't promoting me more. So when I look at the analytics, I find that people aren't finding me through the algorithm, through YouTube promotion. They're finding me just by accident. I get quite a lot of people who are saying, oh, you know, I just found you, and then I think, well, you know, that I've put out 150 odd videos. Sorry, this is a little bit tricky because you know, the fabric underneath is a bit wobbly. So yeah, and I think that more people, at this stage, more people should be seeing them, or should have the opportunity to see them, because not only do I think they're good quality, I think they're varied in the content. And you know, from that point of view, I'm not gimmicky. I don't use gimmicks, although if I want to, you know, if that's what is going to bring people in, what's to say that I shouldn't do that? I'm not going to, by the way, but what's to say I shouldn't do that? Because you know, these videos are free. They're my time, my energy, my creativity, my ideas, my money, my, you know, because I have to pay for materials. And so, you know, where do we go with these things? Who are we doing it for? And it can be very discouraging when you don't. Oh, I think that must have been from my. Just make sure I don't cut that. That must have been from the initial stitches. I did the basting stitches. Yeah, it can be very discouraging when you know, you've been going for a couple of years and you know you're stuck where you are and you're not moving. And I'll tell you what happened that's brought this on. So there is such a thing as watch hours. Now, when you reach 4,000 watch hours, you can monetize your YouTube channel. So doing that gives you the opportunity to earn a little bit of money, to be able to then buy more materials so that you can then, you know, create even more content, as in, you know, different types of content using different, for instance, I can't afford Tim Holtz things. I just can't, you know. And I see other people using Tim Holtz, very popular, and I admit they are nice, you know. There are some nice Tim Holtz things, and I would love to be able to buy those sprays, but I can't afford £10 for one spray. It's ridiculous, you know. I mean, I just can't afford it. I did buy a Tim Holtz pack of crayon things recently, and that was because my niece kindly gave me an Amazon voucher, and I used it. I used the Amazon voucher to buy those, even though there were other things I could have bought that would have been cheaper. I really wanted those because I thought they would be useful, especially in my mixed media work. So that's the I'm getting lost now. Where was I? So yes, so I my watch hours were once you reach 4,000, you can monetize. When you reach 3,000, you can also monetize, but the way you do that is through promoting products for different companies that you use yourself. For example, through the company I've just mentioned, Amazon. And also you can create little thanks, you know, sort of, I don't know, supers they're called. And what they are is they are a way for people who are watching your videos to give thanks, you know, through money donations, like a bit like Ko-fi, which is another one that people use. And if you go on Ko-fi, the Ko-fi accounts, you can get little extras, and you can then donate for a cup of coffee, for example. And I think it's a lovely idea. I heard another YouTuber say the other day that she bought some items through her Ko-fi account, and that, you know, that's the ideal thing really. It's a little way to say thank you, and I think it's a great idea. Now, I've been at 3,000 watch hours for some time, I just haven't done it because I don't spend a huge amount on materials, to be honest. But when I want to spend money on materials, I find that you know, especially certain materials like Tim Holtz, or a particular material, like I've just bought some materials and I spent £20 odd, and that's not a lot, I know, compared to what you could spend on. But the materials I wanted to do some printing, for example. Now, I wanted to buy myself a little printing press, and I think, you know, it was £150. There's no way that I could afford that. So I bought myself these materials that I can use to do some simple printing. That's what I did, and I spent £20 odd, which is, like I said, it's not a lot. So I'm going on and on here, but I'm just trying to make, you know, make a point. I'm going to, rather than going on and doing around, I'm going to finish this edge by bending it over. Might as well, or turning it over, not bending it. Gosh, my vocabulary is terrible. So anyway, I feel like I'm going down a rabbit hole here, but I just want to talk about it. I think it's important. See if I can get through here. So so this, yeah, so YouTube, when you reach 3,000 watch hours, which is basically how many hours people have watched your videos over the period of a year, and over 365 days. Now, when I went away this summer, just for a week, I was at 3,800 and some 3,850, around that mark. And I thought, oh, I'm not too far away from monetizing through adverts and things. Maybe that would be nice. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it would be irritating to have adverts on my channel. I don't know. Think about it. I'm not in it for the money. I don't want you to get that impression. I'm not. I'm definitely not. You know, I'm fine. But it would be nice to be able to afford some new materials to make, to do certain things, is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, so I reached 3,850, and then I went away for a week, and when I got back, I didn't really do any YouTube, and I didn't really look at YouTube, if I'm honest. I was busy, and I enjoyed spending the time with my family. So when I got back, I was penalised. They took almost 400 watch hours off me, because when I reached out to them and said why, they said, well, it's over 365 days, so it's calculated at that. So well, yeah, so okay, so that means if ever I don't do a video, I'm going to, my watch hours are going to go down. Now, when you're at a critical, let's say critical, you know, level, like just 150 watch hours up below, that makes a difference. You know, I've worked hard to reach 4,000 watch hours. So to take that away in just through, I don't know how that they can justify that. I really don't. But yeah. So anyway, that's what happened. So now I'm spending time. I'm not spending time trying to push my numbers up. I'm just aware of where my numbers are. And they're slowly, very slowly going back up. But yeah, so that's something I just wanted to share with you all. So I think it's one of the reasons why people on YouTube or content creators get upset when they get negative comments and things like that, you know, or people troll them or whatever. Not hurt then going through. So because it's not, you know, I don't think, some people don't realise how much work goes into videos. And you might not agree with some of the things we say or do, or you might look at something and feel irritated by it. And I'm not talking about the people who watch mine, because you've all been super, super kind. And, you know, I really, really appreciate you all. I'm just talking about other people, because I hear of certain people complaining about their subscribers saying things. And I'm just like, oh, you know, that's not nice. But also it's not nice to point it out. It's because it, you know, it's sort of, well, it makes me feel uncomfortable. I pointed out it happened to me once. It's happened twice in 2 years that I've been on now. And I think that's pretty good going. And I think I have a lovely community, And so, but yeah, I don't know, it just feels like constantly pointing it out, because this woman gets a lot of, she seems to get a lot, because she's pointing it out and she's shaming them, and that's fair enough for her. She feels she's been attacked, so she's attacking back, and that's fair enough. But for me, I don't want to give people like that. I wouldn't want to give people like that airtime, my time, my energy. So we've just got to move on and not let these people bother us. But I can understand why they do bother people, because of the hard work that they put into their videos, and they're free. They're a free resource for people to learn new skills, to you know, enjoy learning new things, and taking part in different things, you know, when they have challenges and things like that. It's all free. It's amazing when you think about it, because then there are other people who are advertising their courses, and they're expensive, and you know, people with money can afford them, but a lot of people can't. So having free resources is brilliant. Free access to videos where they're being taught something that you're interested in. It's just brilliant, you know. I really, really appreciate people who do this. So this is just what I wanted to, actually I think I need to just, I don't know why did I bring this up? I don't know why I brought it up now. See, that's the thing with ranting and raving. It's ranting anyway. I'm not raving, but ranting. Doesn't do anybody any good. Anyway, I just really appreciate you all, and I hope that in return you appreciate me too. So with regard to the what's it called, a logarithm? Not logarithms, I mean, what the, you know, what's it all about? I realise that I'm getting old. I realise that when I, you know, scoff at logarithms. Scoffing at them. How dare they? But I guess in the world of technology, there aren't any, you know, these systems are what help you know, YouTube to manage, but it doesn't do it in a fair system, in a fair way, and that's what's frustrating for people. So what I'm trying to say is, I really appreciate you all. You have, your words, your comments have all been kind. You've been super supportive. And what I'm going to say is this is a message to people who haven't subscribed to my channel but watch my videos. Can you please take the time and energy to subscribe? It will really help. If you don't, and you don't want to subscribe, if you watch my video, could you do me the courtesy of liking, commenting? Because that helps too. I understand if you don't want more to add more channels, if you've got a lot and you don't want to add any more because you're bombarded with videos, blah blah blah, that's fine. But if you would like and comment, that helps as well. Particularly, yeah, likes and comments. It really does make a difference to the algorithm. The algorithm recognises when people are enjoying videos, and so it then rewards by showing the video to other people. That's how it works. So it promotes it, you know, and the more it promotes, the more people subscribe. So you may not want to subscribe, but by liking and commenting, you're also encouraging other people to watch my videos, which is where, you know, where you're helping me out. And I really appreciate it. One of the things I learned recently, because I watch a lot of my videos on my little TV in the evenings in my bedroom, and I watching YouTube, and I realised that I don't think I can like and comment on my TV. So if you're, I don't know if that's true or not, and I haven't taken the time to figure it out. If it is true and you can't, then that's going to affect a lot of people. I mean, it makes me think that YouTube, that it can't be the case, but I don't know where I would be able to do it. There is no interactive element in watching it on YouTube on a TV, unless I'm wrong. Please tell me if I'm wrong. I would love to know, because I will then, because I can't like and comment, and that makes me sad. And then what I do is I then have to remember to go to my phone, maybe the next day or something, and like and comment or whatever. So yeah, I'm sorry if this is boring you. It's just important. It's important to me, and I hope you recognise why. It's not greed. It's not trying to become the biggest YouTube channel on YouTube, as if. It's just some recognition of what I'm doing on a regular basis. I try to be consistent, and I may in the end choose not to be monetized by YouTube, by having ads and things like that. But at least it gives me the option, if I want then to earn a little bit of money, to buy items that I would like. And or the other option is for me, as I said, to go down the coffee route, or the super thanks, or whatever it's called. I've given a couple of people money through the super thanks thing, and basically it's just a system that I have to set up that gives you the option to press on a super thanks or a join button, and you can join, and then you can go straight to a page that gives you the option to donate, like a cup of coffee, or I can join coffee. So look out for that. That might be an option for me, and it might be. I think it would be better than having, when I do reach 4,000, and being monetized in that way. Having adverts, for example, because it's frustrating, isn't it? I get frustrated by adverts. On one hand, it gives me the option to, run to the loo, or to, just feel like I can take a break from something that's a bit long. for example, but I'm still enjoying watching it. So I'm sorry for the rant. I don't mean to rant it, but I was when Barbara at 49 Dragonflies put that out, it did make me think. She put that, you know, YouTube channels are dying. Well, and then she said, you know, can you like and comment and blah 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 and all of that. And I thought to myself, well, yes, but also our community could make a big difference by lifting us up. So those of us that are have fewer YouTube channels, YouTube subscribers, could be lifted up by those who have more, by commenting, you know, liking, because if they do it, then yes, that does show up on the algorithm. And also they're you know, mentioning, recommending, tagging, all of that sort of thing. And I've noticed, you know, like some YouTube channels, people, content creators do that with, but it's always people that you already know rather than people you don't know. You know, it's like a clique. And I think, okay, well, how do I get you to mention my tag making, or my, you know, who watches my channel? So, bitter and twisted I'm not, but I am conscious of it. And it's not just mine. I'm not just saying it for mine. I'm saying it for everyone who, you know, has fewer... Oh, hang on. We're done with my needle. So whilst Barbara, who I adore, is saying it for hers and also for others, Barbara and people in her position could also do other YouTubers a favour by tagging, liking, commenting, but not just on, you know, the people that she regularly watches and she's friends with. It could be that she also supports and promotes people who, you know, she doesn't see a lot of. And I'm not just saying Barbara, I mean, you know, those with 40,000 plus could be really supporting others. I think I haven't done that one. I think it needs to be, yeah, that's okay. I don't mean to come across as bitter. I'm just, you know, I'm just like, if Barbara wants to put that out, and I agree with her, I do think that also there needs to be some action for everybody, even those with small communities. You can agree with me or not, doesn't matter. It's not, you know, it's your prerogative, but I personally believe that it would be helpful for us to lift each other up and support each other more. Yep, that's it. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say on the matter. Now, what else can I tell you? I want to give a shout out actually to two people who've been so supportive of my channel, and that's Chris and Dee. You have both been super supportive of me, very, very kind, very, you know, just very supportive, very encouraging, very say lovely words. And then there are a few others that, you know who you are, you comment. I'm sorry I can't remember your names off the top of my head, but you comment, and I really appreciate your comments. I mean, I only have a few people who comment, and so you know who you are. You know, I'm lucky if I get 6 comments. Rarely do I get 6. So I've looked at things like the analytics and whether I'm doing videos that are popular, and sometimes I am and sometimes I'm not. So, but I'm just doing what I like doing. So anyway, enough. I've said enough. I'm not going to say any more on the matter. Not at this video anyway. So what can I tell you? Oh, I didn't think of that. I should have gone, you know, like over it like that. Oh dear. Okay, I'm going to take it out. I can use this as a ribbon in something, so it's not wasted. And so I'm just using an old sheet, my faithful old sheet that I use in a lot in different things. Right. Don't want to make it too wide. But maybe I'll make it easier on myself if I'm going to cut another one while you're here. Well, I've got your attention. Oh. That will do for that side, and that will do for this side. Okay. Okay, pop these in. Yeah, I need them. Okay, right. Haven't had my coffee yet. You'd think I'd had 10 cups of coffee the way I'm going on. Yeah, Chris Andy, thank you so much for all your support, and thank you to everyone who supports my channel, subscribes, and comments and likes regularly, and those of you who have shown your support in different ways. I really appreciate it. I mean, I genuinely mean that. Okay. We have to be kind to each other, you know, kindness goes a long way. And also appreciate each other. I was looking at some other, oh no, I'm going on again. Right, I'm not going to talk about it. I'll talk about something else. I got some more books, of course I did, at a charity shop recently. I'm going on holiday in a couple of weeks, and so I will have a break from buying books, basically. Yeah, I'm going to Greece, and I'm looking forward to that. That will be a nice break. I haven't been abroad for, wow, I don't know, 2019, something like that, since COVID hit, the unmentionable. And also my passport ran out, and I didn't renew it until this year. So if you don't renew it, then you can't go abroad. And actually, the other thing is, I didn't really want to go abroad, if I'm honest. I was quite enjoying having small holidays in the UK, and the only reason I'm going this year is because my son and daughter-in-law kindly invited me on holiday. So I was, you know, it was a really lovely offer, and so yeah, that's why I'm going. But I would like to do, I've been thinking about it, doing a course, you know, but go to a venue to do it, you know, away, a residential venue. Quite fancy doing a creative course in some such. I tend to do them, I did apply for one with a bursary, and I was offered the bursary, but then I realised that it clashed with something else, and so I couldn't go. So that was a shame. But then, yeah, I am interested in, somebody else got the bursary, which is good. But I am interested in something, you know, doing something, especially in the autumn. It would be lovely to go and spend time with other people on a course. a residential course, so I'm thinking, looking out for something. I don't mind where it is in the UK. I'm used to travelling around, so yeah, if you know of anything that's something exciting that I might like, creative, that you think maybe you know of, please let me know. I'd be interested. It's all, I mean, I have a few online courses that I can do that I've sort of built up and haven't done, and that's the problem, is that an online course, I get them and then I don't make the time to do them. I'm just going to take my cardigan off, quite hot. Sun's coming out, oh wow, so it might be a warm day after all. Yeah, so like I say, if you know of anything, I'll just keep an eye out. And I wanted to go to Scotland, and that's still maybe the case, and maybe happening, but we'll see. And I also mentioned about maybe going to Yorkshire for a couple of days, and that again, if I do go to Yorkshire, I am going to film some of it, so you will know about it, because I'll film it for here, for YouTube. Yeah. I was reading a book the other night about the life of Jane Austen. It was through letters of hers that she had sent to her sister Cassandra, and also a few other people throughout the book, her nieces and nephews. And yeah, it's just very sad, a bit like Edith Holden. How, I was thinking about Edith Holden, how much we use her book, but how her life was just so tragically cut short. Both of these ladies, in those days, people. And also what struck me, shocking, I mean, I shouldn't have been shocked, but it did shock me, was mention of, in this book of Jane Austen, was mention of people that she knew, people around her, relatives of her, who died in childbirth or very soon after. Women in that time obviously were at risk, and still are at risk. We still are at risk when we give birth. My own daughter had a terrible time, and was very much put in danger by a pretty poor turn of events at the hospital, but I won't go into that right now. But yeah, it's I remember talking once to a guy who was a risk assessor for maternity, for childbirth, and I thought, I was like, really, that's interesting. And yeah, and it's very dangerous. In those days, it was super dangerous for a woman, mostly I think because of a lack of hygiene. That seems to be women died of, I think, after the birth, possibly losing too much blood, possibly, sorry if that's a bit gruesome to you, possibly infections. I think mostly, in fact, my feeling is it's probably infection, because of lack of sanitation, and knowledge around that, for example. It's just, I like the mention in the letters that she'd sent to her sister, or where people had died in a childbirth, or there wasn't any shock expressed in her letters in that respect. There was sadness, of course, but not shock. And that shook me. Didn't shock me, it shook me. I was just like, my God, how we're lucky that we don't have that many deaths. We're not lucky that childbirth is still so dangerous, but we're lucky that the amount of deaths have reduced in this, you know, in these times. But wow, just shocking and very sad. So many women. And I wonder how much control they had, you know, at that time. How much control did they have when were giving birth, and who supported them during that time, and what was their knowledge? I know that in rural areas, peasant women, for example, didn't have access, or might not have had access to a qualified doctor, so they had what they called midwives, and these were ladies that had given, you know, had created a business for themselves by becoming midwives, using some knowledge, you know, some experience of helping their fellow neighbours and relatives. And they were often called wise women, wise old women, you know, or people sometimes called them witches, believe it or not. But these women helped, for a small fee, generally helped, or a barter, for example, helped their neighbours to give birth. Makes you think, doesn't it? That with all the sanitation that we have nowadays, and sanitation, is that, I can't keep using that word, but I'm not sure it's the right word. Anyway, you know what I mean. The sanitary conditions of today should be so much better. Yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. The book was interesting, this book of letters. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to tell you that's interesting. Well, that you might find interesting. I mean, haven't been foraging for a little while. I need to go out and forage. There's the season, one of the seasons that I love about foraging, when I'm foraging, is the autumn, obviously, when there's a lot of berries, and yeah, it's just one of my favourite times. Although I don't want to wish summer away, I'm really, I'm not a winter person, not at all. And the more, as I grow older, the more I'm less of a winter person. And it makes me a bit sad. I know it's ridiculous, but it does. Because I'd love to appreciate winter more, but I really don't like it. I really don't like it. I want to be growing flowers and plants, and I want the season to keep going. Although, having said that, when I lived in a warm country, I didn't appreciate that either. That, you know, the seasons were different. Because I just can't appreciate winter in the way that I maybe should, is what I'm trying to say. But I do love autumn. Autumn's a lovely time of year. As I said, it's great for foraging. I don't think I'm going to get to finish this with you guys, because I think I'll have been on for too long. I wish I hadn't left so much on that side, but it doesn't matter, I guess. It's not the end of the world. A little hole developing there, so I'm going to just go across there, and then I'm going to find a piece of fabric that can, rather than trying to sew it, I will go back and patch it. I'm lucky that that's the only one I've found so far. Okay, good. I'll just end off here. A bit messy, but that's okay, I don't mind. It's love it. Love this. Oh, there's a nice little piece that I could use to patch that up wherever it is. There. Yeah. Although no, I'll use something else. Okay, well, I think I'm going to carry on sewing, and I will finish it and I'll come back to you. Hello everyone. So I've lost my needle down there. So I finished working around the edge. I've put all of the edge on now. Had a bit of a break. I went out and did some gardening and ruined my nails. Anyway, but yeah, I had a bit of a break from it as well, so it's getting a bit late now. So what I want to do is just finish off, because it sort of felt a bit abrupt leaving. But what I want to do is, where there were a couple of places where I think it needed patching, so I'm just going to add some bits of cloth to it to patch, and I thought, well, I'll do it on camera and then I can finish off the video a little bit, put a bit of this on. This is nice linen. Okay, there we go. There's my needle there. What I'm going to do, because it's so big, I'm going to even go over the area that I've just sewn on. Do running stitch across it. Just strengthens it that bit more, doesn't it, when you know, go through it all. Oh, gone off a little bit there. I did go back through my video that I'd just done, and I edited some things out because you know, I was waffling about Jane Austen and stuff like that, and it was just making the video too long. I mean, I think you might have been interested, but it was just the video would just be too long, and it wouldn't have ended in a nice way by just, you know, I would have had to have cut it all out, and not be able to end it in a nice way. So me finishing this off. So yeah, hopefully it will make sense though. I mean, I've tried to edit in a way that makes sense. So I'll keep it there, just take that off there. I don't like editing too much out, because, you know, for that reason it can sometimes just be a little bit not, it spoils the flow a little bit, I guess. Yeah, I was talking about Jane Austen's family and more about her, but we could do that another time if you're interested. You want to, I'm sure some of you will be interested in Jane Austen, but others probably not so much. So one of her residences is not too far from where I used to live, and weirdly I never visited. So what I'm going to do is whenever I'm down there, if I get the opportunity, I will go and visit her house where she lived down in Hampshire. It's either Hampshire or Berkshire, I'm not sure. I think it's Hampshire. It's near Alton, and Alton's in Hampshire, so I'm assuming that's where it is. Near Winchester. Winchester's more well known. I believe Winchester was the capital of England at one point during the medieval times, before London was the capital. I think Winchester was the capital, but I might be wrong on that, so don't quote me. But it is a beautiful, is it a city, with the city of Winchester? I think it must be, yeah. It has a beautiful cathedral, and it's a pretty town, you know, one of those pretty places, a bit like Durham City, very pretty. I mean, there's aspects of Durham City that are not so pretty, but you know, it's the same wherever you go. But the old part of Durham, you know, the medieval parts and the cathedral and the castle and what have you, is beautiful. Right, so I think this will do for this little bit, and I'm just going to check that there aren't any more bits that could be fixed while I'm here. Look at the back, isn't that gorgeous? I love that colour. I just love everything about it, and it would be such a shame to have lost this. Right, I'll just check from here. Yeah, that's a little bit there, and I think that might have been where I first noticed. I'm just wondering if that's too blue. I would like to use blue because I think it really stands out nicely. Let's have a look. Let me cut a little bit off. I think it could be quite nice because I've used blue thread, so why not? And that's actually blue as well. So let's give it a go. Right, I'll put that there. Love this cloth. This little blue piece here is the cloth from my hand dyeing, when I did my hand dyeing a few weeks ago. So it would have been dyed with, as I mentioned the other day, it's dyed with red cabbage. So it will fade on this. So I have to think of a new slow stitch project. I am thinking with my don't know why I'm doing backstitch with the book that I'm making currently, the Field Notes Journal. I was thinking whether to make a bag, a specific sort of a tote style bag that I can carry it around in because it's quite big, and that way, yeah, I just think it might be quite interesting to have a little bag to go to carry it around in rather. Not so much a pouch, but an actual bag, you know, with a handle, because it, like I say, it's quite big, and I could use. And then I was thinking, well, I could go a step further, and I could use it, you know, to put samples of any foraging bits in as well, so I could make pockets, things, you know, just like have some ideas about what I could put in there in the bag, you know, pockets for jars or bottles or whatever, bags and envelopes. And I do have a foraging basket. It's an old fisherman's creel basket. Is that the, I think it's called a creel. I might be wrong there, actually. Don't yeah, no, it's probably not. It's like a side, so it's got a basket. I'll show you it one day. It's got a basket and a bag on the side of it as well, so you can detach them both. It's the basket is sort of a willow, and then the bag is canvas. But as I say, you can take the bag off. It's vintage sort of fisherman's basket is what it is. Really nice, but big to carry around. But I loved it when I saw it. I loved it, and I just thought I've got to have that for foraging. But yeah, maybe I might do some words on here, a few more words, you know, like little, because I've got the quote from Jane Eyre, the book Jane Eyre, but I might put something else on. On here, because it, you know, you could just carry on putting little things on. What I said when I first did it, I said I wouldn't cover up any more of the original quilt, and that's still the case. So I'm only here covering this little bit is because it has to be covered due to the come on Julie, what are you doing? You know, due to the rips in the quilt. This needle isn't the best needle to be doing this. It's too thin, too small and thin. What have I done there? Okay, see if I can finish out here, finish off. I do love this. It's beautiful colours. I love that colour, and my favourite fabric, and one of my favourite laces, and just love it. There we go. Just go back in, and I think I'm just going to just go over the edge. That's there, the holes covered, but I like the fact that I've gone over the edge there and there. I'll just double check. There's nothing along there. There's a little bit there. It's holding together. I might just stitch that, you know, sort of try and stitch over it and do it like that. But we'll see. I think I'm going to end the video here because I don't want it to be longer than an hour, and I think it probably already is. But yeah, I hope you like this. It's one of my favourites. I just think it's really lovely, and I think I won't use it as a book cover. I think I'm going to keep it as a nice piece, and as I said, I might add little bits in these areas. So yeah, I hope you like it. Just make sure I've got my needle, and I will be back for some more crafting. So take care everyone. Thank you for watching and listening to me. Take care. Bye.